guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, double welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. Fun fact, 69% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. Please remember to hit that like button. That like button helps grow the channel. The more likes I get, the more, better chance of my videos popping up on people's recommendation page, especially those that watch ASMR videos. Also, if you can, please share this video. That will also help out the channel a lot. So, by the title, you can tell this is a What the Fuck Thursday video. So, in the comments, let me know, did you have a what the fuck moment this week, last week, or just something that might come or pop up in your mind? Let me know down below, because, before we get started, I just want to mention my merch store. I do know before that there was a couple of glitches, it wasn't working, but I have finally got the page working beautifully with no issues. On the collections where they need to be, all the mugs are where they're supposed to be. So again, there's no more glitches, there's no more issues. The store is up and running. Please give my merch store a chance. I've noticed that only 13 people from YouTube clicked into my merch store, and I'm not even like asking people to buy. I mean, of course I want people to buy, but my thing is like, just look at the merch, just give it a chance, just glance at it. I worked really hard, and I just feel as if it's not paying off, and it wasn't worth it. At least if like people click into the store and look, I'll feel better, but I can't seem to get traffic there. So if you're watching this video, please just click into my merch store, give it a chance, look at the merch, and yeah. By the way, there is a ASMR artist by the name of ASMR Human, and she actually bought some of my merch, and she did a video which I will be linking down below, probably in the comment section. So please, everyone, go out and show her some love. She definitely showed your girl some love, and I truly appreciate her buying my merch and actually showing it on video and camera. So I truly appreciate you, girl, and thank you. And so I have, like, my what the fuck list is ridiculous, and it is what it is. Like, listen, and more things came about since I have this list, but we're gonna talk about the first one that is the biggest. But I will be chewing some gum. Right. So some of these topics that I'm going to talk about today, I'm not going to go into like detail because that's what the Patreon's for. Like, matter of fact, I cannot wait to wrap up this video because I'm going to start recording my Patreon, because when I tell you I need to unload and I am about to go in, like, YouTube would not be able to keep up with my mouth, with my venting this time, because I have a lot to say, and some of the topics cannot be discussed here. But yeah, if you want to know any details of anything, this is a I said, I'm about to fucking go in. I have a lot to say. My anxiety is up to here. It was to the point that I was also I was thinking about like quitting like YouTube again. Just a lot going on, frustration. We're back to blocking season, like a lot is happening. So we're gonna start off by the Roe versus Wade decision. All I'm gonna say is, what the fuck? Details on Patreon, but no, just no. Number 2, R. Kelly, 30 years sentence. I'm not even gonna go into that one because it's like, yeah, whatever. Like I am in such a funk. It's not even fucking funny. It's not. But yeah, more details on that on Patreon. Now, what's going on with me? My first what the F moment is my apartment. My apartment building is not renewing my lease, and I have to be out by next month. Well, August. I have to be out by August 22nd. Actually, I have to be out by September 22nd. On the letter, it states that they are not renewing my lease, and by law, they have to give me 90 days from the letter to get out. So, although my lease is up in August 22nd, they're giving me an extra 30 days just in case I cannot find a place. But all my belongings and everything have to be out by September 22nd. In the letter, I'm supposed to be chewing gum. I forgot. In the letter, like I said, didn't give me any explanation on why, reasoning, nothing. And so, I went over to the leasing department, and Dumb and Dumber, anyway, I have to be out by September 22nd, and the apartment search is not going well at all. Like, after we had like this big blowout, me in the leasing office, I had to start getting busy as far as like looking for a place to live. And when I say New York prices are like, you know, for just to give you like a little insight, my apartment here is only, I think it's 611 square feet. My rent is $14.50, and you know, when I first got here, my rent was not that. My rent was actually $10.50. It has gone up to where it is now. And so when I've been looking for an apartment, the cheapest now, because everything has gone up in rent, the cheapest apartment I can find is like $15.50. $15.50 for rent. That's the cheapest, and that is just to stay around the area I am now. And the area I am now is like perfect. It's right next to like all my doctors. It's close to my family, but if I want to stay anywhere close to here where I'm at now, I have to pay like $17.50 a month, you know, and that shit is crazy to me. But like I told my mother, you know, I cannot stay in this area. I cannot. And you know, some of these places want like $15.50 for like, you know, 500 square feet or just 600 square feet, like smaller than what I'm in now, with no washer and dryer. Like it's so crazy. But during my apartment search, I have never in my life experienced racism right smack in my face the the way, I have this week, and there was a couple times that I just had to walk away from the conversation before I went to jail or before my mouth got me into trouble, you know. But it's amazing how management and people in a leasing office, just the nastiness of it all. Like, you're dealing with people coming in and out all the time, asking about apartments or whatever. How do you have someone running a leasing office and they're nasty as fuck? That story I'm also like saving for Patreon. Then like this one lady, y'all, my mother, like I wasn't sure who was gonna get arrested first, me and my mother, because it was so fucking unnecessary. But anyway, so yeah, that is my stress right now, is, you know, moving in the time frame that I need to be. And you know what bothered me most about the situation is I actually went over to the leasing office asking them to move into their newer buildings that they have here that have like a washer and dryer and stuff in it, and it's more like a townhouse situation. And it was a little bit more money, but it was affordable, you know. This bitch sat there and tried to explain to me like what I had to do, and you know, the waiting list for it, and knowing damn well that they were not going to lease to me at all, or lease to me again. And I've been here for 7 years. I have paid my rent on time every single month, the first of the month, never late, not once. They never had to call me about rent or anything like that. I have never had a letter, a complaint. All of a sudden, all these fucking complaints are coming as of like November of last year. And I also heard, like, anyway, whatever, all I know is that where I can afford to live, it's about 20 to half an hour from my parents. And I just had a conversation with my mother, basically my mother, and I told her that it is what it is. Like, I know she hates the fact that I'll be far, but I don't know what else to tell her, you know. And she understands, like, you know, I can't afford to live around this area, and moving back home is not an option. And that's another thing. My father and I got into one of the nastiest arguments probably to date, but you know, again, that story will be on Patreon. But yeah, to not renew someone's lease and then like not giving them a reason and then telling me that you don't have to. Girl. So yeah, what's next? So I bought one bag of cherries, right? Now I've been sickly, and I can't eat a lot of things, but cherries seem to stay down. Cherries and watermelon. So I went to my grocery store and I bought a bag of cherries. That shit came out to $14.99, right? The thing about it is though that like when I looked at the cherries looked like they were on steroids, and they were huge. And I was so excited though, like I was pissed off about the price. One bag of cherries, $14.99. But when I got home, I have never tasted nastier cherries than that bag I chose. And they always say like the darker the cherry, the sweeter. But that wasn't the case with this bag. I was so pissed that I spent $14.99 on a bag of cherries, and they tasted like they were sour / bad. I don't even know, and some of them were like completely tasteless. I threw the whole bag out because I just figured that like there was something truly wrong, and I wasn't sure what it was. So what? $15 in the garbage. What the fuck? Okay, this one's a good one. So I was just driving and I came to a red light, and I have my windows down, and there was this truck that was next to me, and we're both at the red light, and I am listening to my music, whatever, not paying any mind. Do you know, like, when you see something out of your vision and you just know, like, something or someone trying to get your attention? Well, I looked over, and it's this guy in this truck. It was like a pickup truck, and like I said, he was trying to get my attention. And at first I'm like, maybe he needs like direction, so I turned my music down. And I kid you not, when I turned around, he was like, "Hey ma, you know, you're one sexy thing." Y'all, when I looked over, right, this man was driving his car, but he was on he was on 2. It could have been 3, but I definitely saw 2. He was on 2 stacks of books. I'm like, what the like, does this man need a baby seat to drive his car? Like, I have never experienced like a man in a pickup truck but was on a stack of books because he couldn't see over the steering. Like, what the fuck? Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that, like, I don't want to sound like I'm an asshole, but I don't like short men. It's just not for me. You know, I don't have much of a preference, but, you know, I don't care what race or anything like that you are, but your height is the only thing that might make me not talk to you. It is what it is. Like, everybody has their preference, and like I said, I am not picky, but yeah, you can't be short. Like, you just cannot be short. But he was on a stack of books. Just think about what I'm saying. Think about, like, looking over and someone trying to kick it to you. And ladies, I should say. And what bothered me, and I have an Acura, okay? I have an Acura MDX. He was like in a pickup truck, so he was higher. So, like, as soon as I looked over, you see the books that he's sitting on. What am I supposed to do with that? Somebody tell me, what am I supposed to do with that? I just turned up my music, and then I put up my window, and I just put the air on, and I just said, I just can't. I can't. Moving on. So the other day, I went to get my nails done, and my nail tech told me that that was his last day working, and I almost wanted to cry. I'm like, what you mean? We've been together for almost 10 years. Like, what do you mean? He told me that he's been doing nails for like 30 years, and he's over it. He's tired. He's over it. And I get it. I totally get it, you know. And so, yeah, I no longer have a nail tech. He did tell me what nail person to go to. Like, next time I come in, he told me that he's not as creative, but everything in life has to come to an end, you know. And it was sad, and he actually gave me a hug and started crying. Like, he was like, thank you and your mother for everything, you know. I will never forget you, this and that. It was really cool. It was really sad. And my mother ended up giving him like a $50 tip, and I gave him 30, you know. But yeah, no more nail tech, so, and that was sad. But when I was getting my toes done, right, I looked outside, and there was this parking lot enforcement guy. Now he belongs on the what the fuck list, because you ever met somebody or seen somebody that takes their job way too seriously, and it's not even that serious. Like, the other day, I saw one of the, you know, the people who collect the cards. I saw someone actually go after someone because they didn't put the card like in the right spot. Like, that's taking your job way too far, you know, because in actuality, you are the one who's supposed to be in a parking lot collecting the cards. Like, that's your job. But this parking lot enforcement enforcement guy. You can tell he was retired something, whether it was, you know, the police or fire, whatever. He was retired something. Now, where my nail salon is, it's in a very popular complex plaza, I should say. And so anyway, right next to the nail salon, we have a Wingstop, and you know, between DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever, everyone's always like parking, you know, on the side to pick up the food and go. We also have a smoke shop, like a big lot, like there's so many things in that area. So this parking lot enforcement dude, I don't know what was his problem, but he was going after every single person that was parked like on their curb or whatever. And I get it, it says no parking, but dude, like you literally see these people coming in and out like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, because I'm actually at the window watching what this man is doing. And at first I'm like, okay, this guy is doing his job, but then I'm like, he's going too far. Like he was going up to cars and like kicking the tires, and he was like, move your fucking vehicle, you know. He would like not bang on the hood, but he would like go to the hood and tap, you know, like just, and he was pissing people off like purposely. And then like if he told someone to move, he would actually follow them to make sure they actually parked in a parking spot. But this one couple though was not having it, because then he was giving out tickets left and right. And then it was at one point that he had a crowd of people around him, because it was ridiculous, you know. You want to give tickets out for people who's parked there for like 30 seconds. Like I get it, but dude, it was to the point though that, like I said, you had like a circle of angry people, but this one couple, he just would not leave alone. It was to the part that the couple actually parked their car in a spot, and then the police guy, or the parking lot enforcement guy, pulled up right behind him. And when I say he was yelling, his face was red, and he couldn't have been no more than like 4'11", right? 4'11", overweight, and he was like so red that he was gonna blow. He was gonna blow the biscuit. And he just was like, with the F-bombs and this, and that's why you won't be nothing. Because by now, everyone's outside, like watching this parking lot enforcement guy like go crazy, you know, and for apparently no reason. And so, but yeah, it's like people who take their job too seriously, and actually do that whole thing actually resulted in like a fist fight. And then like the real cops had to come, but even like listening to the cops, they were asking like the parking lot enforcement guy, like, was it really worth all this, you know? But I just found it funny, like, what the F, like this guy was really like chasing people, kicking people's tires, like tapping on cars, like it was crazy. And one thing too, you cannot sit there and like mess with other people's stuff, you know. And the last thing I want to talk about him is Subway. So they've been advertising like this new steak sandwich at Subway. The Subway that's like maybe a minute away from me. I refuse to go in there because there's this gentleman that works behind the counter that makes me very, 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 very uncomfortable. He's always with some like slick shit that's always coming out of his mouth, like licking his lips, talking about, oh, you know, just it's always something. So I have stopped going to that Subway. Also, to the last time I got a couple of sandwiches or salads from there, I got so sick, and I think it's just the way the guy handles stuff. Maybe it's just not clean, but the point is, I never wanted to go there again. So my nephew wanted like this new steak sandwich that Subway had. So actually I was in Walmart, and also has a Subway. Now my nephew knows that like I do not want to go to the Subway near me, so I was like, this is the perfect opportunity for my nephew to try this new sandwich, whatever. Tell me why when I peek my head into the Subway in the Walmart, all of a sudden I hear, "Pretty lady, you thought you can outrun me," and I'm like, what the fuck? It's that same guy that I was trying to get away from was in the Walmart Subway. And I'm not gonna lie, it effed me up. It effed me up a lot because what the fuck? I can't get away from you. And I just looked at him. I just rolled my eyes and I just walked right out. Like, no. No. By the way, I got a salad from Walmart. See, I need to stick to what I know. I've always told myself that I don't like buying food from Walmart. The first time that I learned my lesson was I couldn't figure out like this certain yogurt that I like, and I couldn't figure out like why it was so much cheaper at Walmart than at my actual grocery store. And so I bought a couple. When I got home and I opened the yogurt, it was like it clearly you can tell that it was like expired or whatever, or spoiled or whatever. And then the other ones that I looked at, it was expired like 2 weeks prior. So like, and this is the first time I've gotten food from Walmart that's been expired. I've also gotten, my mom has gotten like fruits and mangoes, and they've always been like rotten inside. So I don't really particularly like buying food from Walmart. I'll buy other things from Walmart, but not necessary food. And if so, like, you have to be very, very, very careful of the expiration dates on that. But I was at Walmart and I went against my better judgment and I decided to buy a salad, a pre-made salad that was there. When I got home and I took the plastic on the salad, why did I find two? Well, I found one dead ant and one dead, it was a half of it inside. I'm not even sure what the fuck that was. And then on the bottom of it, it was like so rotten. Like, I don't know who checks like the Walmart food, but I was definitely like, what the fuck? Really? Like, really? Yeah. No. I also have down here, Bill Cosby, like, losing his civil suit. I don't know how I feel about this particular story because, this has to do with him sexually assaulting somebody, in the Playboy Mansion back in 1970. But I honestly don't know if, in my opinion, if Bill Cosby should be responsible for all of that. You know, I do believe like the Playboy Mansion should be held responsible as well. I do know Hugh Hefner has passed on, but like, I just don't feel as if Bill Cosby should be responsible for all of it, you know, especially after we covered some of the Playboy Mansion stories and a lot of the sexual assaults that happened in the Playboy Mansion that was allowed, that they knew about, that they covered up, hush money, you know. So either or, like, I do believe that Bill Cosby should give her something, but I also feel as if, you know, they also should be going after, you know, other people, because I feel as if, like, sometimes in some of these cases they leave out other people. You know, some people want to just focus on one person, but, you know, especially like in Hollywood, you know, it takes up a lot of people to cover up stuff, if that makes sense, or if I'm even making sense. But as always, I love you guys for watching. Until next time, bye.